Okay.
There you go.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
I can't hear you. Oh, that's
got it going yet?
there we go.
All right.
Yep. Good morning.
Good
Or
morning.
afternoon, probably afternoon there, eh?
It's been a while, hasn't it?
It has been a minute, apparently.
Yeah,
Yep.
apparently, yeah, that's true. It's been quite a while.
About 3 years, I think, before my mom died.
Was it? Wow.
I remember her getting up when we were having our little meetings, talking to your friend from London. So you've been up to still doing your insurance thing?
Oh yeah, yeah, still the
I ended
same.
up getting it.
Yep.
I ended up getting a job working as a fuel station attendant.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah. Still doing that.
Weekdays?
Whenever they tell me. Yeah,
Oh, you're just on call kind of thing. Yeah.
yeah. Like today I go in at 10 to something. I don't remember. Like I said, I always, as long as I get there when I leave, doesn't matter.
Oh, okay.
Right?
So how long is that from now?
Oh, well, let's see, 10 o'clock.
What,
It's six.
what time is it over there?
It's uh 15 to 6, we'll say.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah,
see.
it's 5:42.
Ah, okay.
I got
How long does it take you to get there?
20 minutes.
Oh, that's close.
Yeah, not bad at all. Only thing is now Social Security, since I've been working for a year, I want to redetermine my
Oh,
ability to not work. It's like, well,
I noticed you've been putting some entries into TikTok.
who did? Me?
I see you every now and then, yeah, putting
Oh,
different things on there,
yeah. Sometimes I do the
templates.
TikTok.
Yeah.
I don't remember the last time I was on there. Let me look. Yeah, let's see. It's more a fun thing. A while back, my friends told me to get on there. I don't know my way around this damn thing half the time. Let's see. Profile. Oh, here. Yeah. Oh, there's one where I'm at work. That's my
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
46. That's when I was doing the vegan thing. For
So what are you using now on this
what?
for this program right here for Zoom?
Oh, my Apple computer.
Oh, you have an Apple now. Is it a new one or what?
Well, sort of new.
Fairly?
2000. New to me.
Is it?
Last time I was on an Apple computer in the living room, but it wasn't a laptop. Lab. I don't know what they call it. Lap or laptop. Laptop. Footwear. Yeah. He's still in Petersburg? Is that right?
Peterborough.
Peterborough.
Yeah, Peterborough. It's about 130 miles north of London.
Yeah, it's a minute.
There's Cambridge between here and London.
Yeah. I did make it to London though.
Yeah, if you go south, it'll hit Cambridge. But
You ever heard of a guy named Tim Kliss?
yeah,
I went to one of his
oh, okay.
in Hampton, Hampston. Hamster? I don't know. It sounds like hamster.
Hamster.
And that was all right. I mean, it's all good. But yeah.
Yeah, he's very similar to
Yeah.
to most non-duality speakers. Yeah.
Yeah. There was really nothing. I was like, yay.
Of
I
course,
mean, I love the company. I love the company of all the people, but there's really nothing to get.
yeah,
I
that's
mean,
what they say. There's
there's
nothing
nothing
to give, nothing
uh,
to get. Yeah,
there's nothing to get. There's nothing to. So, anyways, like I said, also we're just hanging out, basically. That's all that you get out of life.
that's what is usually stated. Yeah, that's what it said. That's what it said. Yeah, everything appears to be happening,
Yeah,
just an appearance.
yeah. Yeah, everything looks the same over there, Richard.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
you got a bike in the back. That's what's one thing's changed. Not much has changed here either. Yeah,
You still have your dogs?
we have Molly died. I have my mom's dog, Reno, and then Sassy. We have two dogs and two cats.
Okay.
No birds, no more. That's all the animals. Two and two. My granddaughter moved out. She's 18.
Yeah.
She has her own life going on now. I mean, it was whatever. I don't need to get into that, but she has her life now on her own, doing her thing. And my grandson, he's still one left.
Oh yeah.
We're hopefully we're gonna go to Florida in April. Me and my grandson, one of my friends, I guess. I want to say non-duality friend, although that's how I met him.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm talking to you, I guess I'll explain him that way.
That's true.
Yeah,
That can happen. It does.
he's a wonderful human being. He's always it's been quite the experience, Richard. I was when you called,
Yeah.
I was like, uh first I heard the phone, I was like, what the fuck? And I was like, oh, okay. And I was like, man, it's been a minute. I was thinking how I started with you.
Yeah. That's right.
I was an accident. Well, of course I was an accident, but it was an accident. Yeah, anyway, still it was an accident, me showing up at the was it unintended
It seemed
consequence.
to have been. Yeah.
Yeah.
It
It
seems
wasn't
like
my
it was that way.
intention.
Right.
Yes,
And,
true.
and usually they say that's how it happens.
Yeah,
Out
I'll
of the
share this
blue.
with you,
Yeah.
which you probably already had
Oh.
something, but whatever, maybe, I don't know. Uh I was driving down the road one day, and
Yeah.
I was gonna throw something outside the window, and I came to the strange because I didn't want it inside, and this whole fucking realization of there's no fucking outside. What the difference? What the fuck? You gonna
Hmm.
put it out there? It makes no difference whether it's in here or out there. It's all the same there. So what are you doing?
It's
What's the fuck?
true. Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
yeah. What the
It
fuck?
occurred to you right there. Yeah.
Yeah. And then another time I was going.
Realize that.
Yeah, I was like, who the fuck told me I was separate from all these things? I'm not separate from
No, you're
anything.
not. You're not separate from nothing.
I'm
No.
not separate from the sun. I'm not separate from the moon, stars, nothing. It's all, and that it was like, I think it was one of the, I don't call him a guru.
How about identifying with the body? You still doing that? That you have a life and you have your head and your body, your torso, and all that. You still identify with that.
I would say that I know it's a body. I know it's
Do you still claim it as yours? In other words, do you still
If I
look
was
at.
to talk to somebody, I would definitely say, yeah, this hurts or that hurts, you know.
So do you claim that's your pain?
What?
Do you
I
think
don't think it's
that's your
me.
pain? Yeah.
Oh,
Would you say
I probably
that's
would
your
say that.
pain?
If
Or
something hurt, I'd
yeah,
probably say, I have a headache. I have pain here.
yeah, you have. Okay. So there's still an
I
I,
would
there's still a
probably say
me.
that.
There's still an I, there's still a me.
Most likely. Yeah.
I see. I see. Because usually with most non-duality speakers,
Yeah, I'm not a speaker.
there's no self-identification with
Yeah,
the me or the I. Yeah.
that's the way Tim is. And
Tim's like that.
I don't mind. I just
Yeah.
find it complicated and I don't really think that I don't think
Yeah.
I
See,
don't
it's not even meant to be complicated. It's just the way things are. But
yeah, so I don't worry about it. I really don't worry about
yeah,
anything.
yeah,
I feel you know, they say that everybody's awake, they're just not aware of it. So I'll go with that.
yeah. To that extent, yeah. Everything's just happening.
Yeah, and it doesn't need me to be aware of its existence to be anything. So that's
That's true.
totally top of me. So I don't need to worry about that.
Yeah.
I'm just being, having fun, you know,
Yeah.
as much as
There's being and
possible.
being. Right.
Yeah,
Hmm.
whatever comes my way, I will deal with it. I don't have any nothing really. But you know, another thing, Richard, that I
Yeah.
find interesting,
Okay.
is after realizing that this is so much life, you know, this life,
Yeah.
it's so much like a dream. I was like, Jesus, just like a dream when you wake up from a dream. Like I remember this is how I remembered it. Is when I was little, I'd dream I was finding all this money everywhere and I'd be holding on to it as tight as I could, right? And then I'd wake up, nothing. And I was like, that's like death. Here you are, you gathered all your stuff, and then you're gonna try and hold on to it. Oh, I don't want to die, I want to keep it. And
Yeah.
you can't hold anything.
But nobody really knows what that's like though. Nobody knows if life goes on, if there's another dimension.
Well,
What,
that part's true.
what,
You know, I don't claim to, and
yeah, there's so many theories about that.
but I do know my mother left her clothes here. They're still in my closet, so she didn't take those with her.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
my point. Yeah.
Well, that's true. I mean, that's obviously a material, yeah, material thing.
Yes, and everything that was physical isn't there. And you know, and I don't know. You know, I thought at one point, I mean, I don't know, and it doesn't matter either. But uh, I at one point I thought maybe the body is just ego, you know, it's just a formed ego. But that's not really true because technically they say ego doesn't, I don't think you're born with ego. You develop identity.
That's
So
true. It is developed. Yeah.
yeah, so people tell you you are you.
If you
And
believe it. Yeah.
you are
That's
that.
the difference is if you believe it or not. If you believe it, then it's so. If you don't believe it, then it's not
Exactly.
so.
Everything is.
That's how it goes. If you believe you have a birth certificate and you identify with that, well, that's what you believe in. That's
You
yours.
know what's funny
Yeah.
is they think I'm a little crazy at work because they're like,
Uh,
I had to spell my name, and I was like, "Fuck, what's my name?" They're like, "You don't even know your name?" And I was like, "Yeah, but you know, I gotta figure it out." It's like,
True.
so people force you to be in that uh
It's an
state.
expectation.
Yeah,
Their
and it's okay.
expectations. Yeah.
I just have to go, duh.
Yeah.
Yeah, here I am. Give me
That's
a minute.
all. That's all the conditioning. That's just what it is. We're conditioned by our beliefs, and we go based on that. What we know, what
Yeah.
we know, we believe. What we believe, we know, goes hand in hand.
Well,
But if that's what you're going to go with each day, day in and day out. Um,
that's what's happening.
but the way it is seen here,
Yeah,
when I say here,
I know.
here is not the same as here is supposed to be the same as you're here and there. Here and there is supposed to be the same. There's
Our
everywhere.
awareness,
It's
we're all
everywhere. It's everywhereness. In other words,
Yes, I agree with that.
But
There's a sense of separation, but
yeah, there is what apparently appears to be
yeah,
the parent. Everything's apparent that's viewed through these eyes of this body mind. So that's what I simply see, or simply recognize. I see in a mirror an image. The mirror image is a familiar face that I'm familiar with because I'm gazing
want to know?
upon it. I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it. I see that, and I see the image, and I think, well, that's. And I'm thinking in this brain, in this mind of this body mind, that's the the action figure that I've always been, which has a birth certificate with a
Yeah.
name and a birth date and that kind of thing. But recognizing and acknowledging that is all that seems to be one of the basic things that if you hold on to that, everything else falls into place, so to speak, in a
Yeah.
way, sort of. But
I'm pretty happy. I don't feel like I need anything. I don't want anything. There's no real desire. I mean, of course there's life goes on, but I don't feel like there's any
you don't really have to do anything, really.
yeah.
You
And
don't. No, no,
the more
you
I
really.
realize the less control I have, the
Yeah,
more the way it seems like it just it happens
things
anyway,
things
but
would happen anyway. Exactly.
yeah, yeah.
There you go.
So it's like,
If you
and I
don't,
just want to enjoy the ride in a way,
there
right?
you
Like,
go. There you go. That's good. If you approach and allow life to just, you know, flow through you, then it
yeah.
will. It's going to flow through you anyway.
Did it?
So
Oh, sorry.
by
Go ahead.
thinking and planning and all these things, planning for tomorrow, planning what you're going to do
Oh,
next week, and that sort of thing, it
yeah.
kind of interferes with what's already so. What's already going to happen will happen anyway. But by just allowing everything to be every moment that goes by, if you allow that, that's freedom. That's total freedom. Living that way.
I like to. It might not everyone might not agree with me, especially in non-duality, but that's fine. I don't mind what they think because it's really none of my business either. But how I like to approach the world sometimes when I'm working is because I interact a lot with people.
Yeah,
So I like to think of them as just, another part of God, just all these little parts, everything, not just people, but this is how I approach it. And, you know, uh, I like that. And I think it's good.
there's freedom in that as well.
Yeah. And then I also heard that when I'm looking at them as God, I'm also there's something I can't remember exactly how this I heard something said that uh my inner energy putting that out
Your energy field, yeah.
something, huh?
Energy field, yeah.
Yeah, effects or something like that. And I do find it interesting that well, it doesn't matter. But anyways, it is interesting that uh a lot of people like customers, return customers, they say you're always happy. And I was like, I laugh like, well, you haven't seen me when I'm not, then. It's like I'm not always happy. It just, I'd say, I'm 90% happy, it's like because there's no reason not to be. I
Yeah,
mean,
true.
I could be miserable. There's plenty of things to be miserable about, trust me, but those are all thinking about shit,
Yeah,
Oh, when I was this, oh, my back hurts. Oh, this leg hurts. Oh, that.
yeah. Complaining.
That you
Yeah.
could be fucking miserable. It's like, and
But why be complainer? Yeah. Why
yeah, and
complain?
it really is hard for me sometimes to be around people that are so fucking negative. It
Oh
actually,
yeah.
it's hard on my system, right? Like I
Yeah.
want to tell them, but I've come to a new place. I
That's good.
accept them, and I heard this thing, whatever the universe talking to me, however you want to talk, however it's thought of, I don't, it doesn't matter, but uh to not be resistant to that, to be more flowing, just let
Yeah.
it go around you. You don't need to
Right. Yeah,
you
you don't
know,
have to put up defenses or anything like that. Yeah,
yeah, just let it. It's not even me. Why let it go? It goes past me. You know, it's
that's
like
true.
it's their thing. You know, it's like it's their experience. That's fine. That's what they're going through. That's their stage, or I don't even know what to call it. Their function, maybe. You know, I don't know what the right word would be, but
They have a
it's
story.
fine.
That's the way their story is
Yeah, that's
unfolding.
their story, dude.
Stories
Fucking, I
unfolding.
was so. I heard the stranger at
That's it.
work. I mean, the customer told me this, and I was
Everybody has a
like,
story.
one of my coworkers was miserable. He's just a
Yeah.
miserable fuck. Well, he
Yeah.
isn't so much anymore. He's starting to like, I don't know,
Lighten up
change.
now. You can affect other people. There's different ways of doing that.
I think that might be, but then I think that's kind of egoic sometimes. But whatever. This gentleman told me because I was like, "Why aren't you happy?" And he goes, "Well, he doesn't." He said it. I don't remember exactly what he said, but it was just like, "Yeah, that's his. That's what he's. That's just where he's at. You know, that's his
Yeah.
thing or what do you want to call it." But
Uh-huh.
now the guy I was talking about, like I was just thinking about him. Now I see him smiling in my mind, like, hey William. You know, it's like I don't know. And I don't like the negative energy because I feel like I understand it a little bit better than I used to. Like, like I feel like it draws things, like negative, it brings it out. And I'd rather just like, go away from me. Don't. I mean, it shows up. I can't say it's never there, but I definitely don't feel like I like to invite it. There's no invitation that I'm aware of.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's good. It's all
it is,
right. Just to let things be, let things happen as they
dude.
will, as they will anyway.
And when I first, one of the first things that I remember when I started, we're finishing now. It's probably like chapter.
Next chapter in your story. Yeah.
Right. The next, remember the chapter before? I love it. But anyway,
Yeah.
uh, here I am. Anyways, one of the first like clicks, I guess, maybe be a
Yeah.
good word, was when I realized it was like how I started forgiving or moving on, whatever the right word is. I don't know. But it was when I
Surrender or acceptance.
sure, yeah, or acceptance.
Yeah.
I don't I'll tell you what it is and maybe the word will come out afterwards. But I realized that, my mother didn't have a real choice in how anything, right? She's just behaving as it is. And all these fucking people, it's the same thing. They don't really, it's not their like, they're not choosing, it's just a function. They're just functioning that way, and it's like me too, I'm sure, there's a function that I perform and hopefully but anyways, I mean, it's not really personal. It's none of it's personal. And it was so freeing and like, ah, it's not me. It's not they're all just doing their thing, right? It's not me. It's not even them. It's like it's just, their story. Like you said, it's just their story, their character,
Yeah.
their in
Their
life they have
avatar. Yeah.
their avatar. There you
Mhm.
go. Whatever. There's so
Body
many
mind.
friggin' words.
Yeah, but that's
That's
what it
duality.
apparently appears to be. Yeah, that's what they
Oh, there's a
refer to
definite appearance
as
of
duality.
duality.
Exactly, duality. And there's
That's
all
why
these
words are
different.
so complicated.
No,
Huh?
they may appear to be.
Yeah, they can be. It's true. I won't put that there. Yeah,
So anything that appears to be happening is going to happen anyway.
exactly. So I don't. Yeah, that was
So
yeah, still
anything
going on.
anything that we confront in a life is a life that we happen to be involved with. Now, when I say involved, if you have a job you're going to,
Yeah,
if you have a new one, well, that's not really having a job. It's just a job that you go to. Now, when I say go to, you're just simply participating. You're
yeah,
becoming a participant in another function, a different
Yeah.
operation, or how you're negotiating life as it happens. So life as it happens to you or for you, it apparently appears to be happening to you for you. It's not necessarily to, by, for, from, about, or any of those pronouns. Yet it apparently appears that way because there's still a story happening. There's still a story of a life that you may still identify as your life. So if you believe that you have a life that you're living, then that's what's going to apparently appear to be happening.
It's either that or it's just another part of my brain dreaming up something. Because I
And
don't really think there's much difference between this brain dreaming and this brain living. Yeah.
yeah, and in a sense, it's really true in regarding the dream. There's
It's
this
the same person.
daydream. There's also a night dream. When we're asleep, we dream at night, or we apparently appear to be
Same,
dreaming.
but
Uh,
it's the
but
same thing inside.
it's supposed to be similar to this. This is awakened daydream, and when
Mm,
we
I
put
like that.
this body mind to sleep, it still goes on, but in some other dimension, it apparently appears to be. It seems to be
I
another dimension that we actually go to. We actually somehow travel to and experience
yeah.
different experiences again, and it keeps going that way.
Gee,
Yeah,
the latest dream I had, well, okay, I'll tell you the weird one because, well, they're all weird. I'll just start with my. I had this dream that I was in. I'm going to go through them real quick. My first dream that I'm going to tell you about is I was dreaming that there was honey everywhere, and honey was dripping from the ceiling.
yeah.
That was just wonderful. And bees, which I love bees too. I find that interesting that I don't. There's no malice. Anyways, the last dream I'll tell you about, or whatever it was. What's the dream? Uh, I was I was like in space, but I was in this bubble. And I was just like, at first I got a little afraid because there was no ground, there was nothing. I was just like in a, it felt like a sack almost, right? And then I was looking for like a direction, like any kind of object or anything, like a point of light.
Yeah.
And I found peace somewhere. Peace came over me, and I was just yeah, it was an interesting dream, but it was like being in space inside of a like a plastic bag or something, you know, it's like
Hmm.
a film. And then yeah, and then peace. But I remember looking for like the sun or star or something because I've had those kind of dreams before where I'm in space.
Yeah.
I've gone to different fucking planets, you know.
Uh-huh.
It's I told my daughter about this. I said, "Oh, those dreams bother me because I remember going to a different planet and the sun was different, and there was these people around, right? And this is the strange thing about the people thing. So I watched Swami Saraparananda. Or I don't say
Oh
his
yeah,
name,
yeah.
but he was talking about all that's from here. Those people weren't out there; they were in here. But
It,
anyways,
it's
if
called the
you could,
headset. There's a headset that we wear.
yes, my headset.
Yeah.
Anyways, on that planet, all these people were there, everything was going on. I looked up and there's different planets, not the familiar ones I'm used to. The
Yeah.
sun was a bright white, not the orange sun I was used to.
Yeah.
And it's like I told him, I said, I do not like this. I like my old sun when it was nice and yellow.
Uh-huh.
That's a silly dream, but that's what it was about. Uh
You
yeah.
may have been somewhere else,
You
actually.
never know. I
Somewhere
mean,
else in the universe, your body simply traveled. And
that's the other thing.
yeah,
When you think of the Hindus or whatever energy in
astral
itself,
body, yeah.
what?
Astral body is what I meant.
Oh, astro body.
That travels in the dream state. Yeah.
That or whatever thought. I don't know. I mean, maybe that's all an astral body is thought.
But they refer to it's a causal body that has um, like an umbilical cord that's a gray,
Yeah,
it's a gray long cord that if
silver
that
cord.
snaps, then you cannot return to your body, and then
Yeah,
you kind
they
of
say that.
simply pass on. But that's what they say. They say upon death that that cord snaps,
Great.
breaks off,
Oh,
and then you can just travel on.
Richard.
Allegedly. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thought,
Yeah.
right? Either way, it don't matter. Uh, death. That's what it was. My mother. I remember. I can't remember the whole thoughts, but whatever. We'll just go with it. When my mother was dying, she was aware of her time, right?
Yeah.
And we're talking about the cord severing.
Yeah.
That's what brought that up. And anyways, she could feel that death was coming, and I've thought about that. How uh,
How did she know?
she asked, yeah, how'd she know?
Yeah.
And she asked me, son, do you think I'm dying? And I said, I think you might be, mom, right?
Yeah.
And
I mean, if she
according
brought it up,
to, I'm sorry, go ahead.
if she brought it up, then it must have been.
Yeah, I wouldn't say, hey, mom, I think you're dying. I mean, that's just
No, no,
not.
no,
I
no.
mean, it might be, but I don't. It's not now. But anyways, when she asked the nurses, they lied to her.
Mm.
Everybody knew she was dying.
Uh-huh.
She goes, I don't know. Do you think you are? And I was watching this, and it's something weird that they don't want to tell you that you're dying.
Yeah, I
I
don't want
thought,
to admit
how
it.
dishonest.
Yeah.
How dishonest if I'm dying. I want somebody to tell me, yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
think you might be. Your body's giving out. I was like, whatever. I know the difference, but whatever.
Uh-huh.
There's a body, and then there's whatever. But yeah, so but I wouldn't want I don't know. I'm not them. I don't know. I feel like in my space it's a little different. The thinking's different.
But that's
I
just it. You know, these thoughts that we have, where do they
I don't
come
feel
from?
like
Where do they
I'm not
originate? Yeah.
I don't fucking know.
See, that's
But
the thing. We don't know where thoughts come from. They just pop up, and we
10 seconds, they're saying. The last thing I heard is 10 seconds before we open our mouth, the brain is already determined that, like, it already 10 seconds before I even said all this, it was already back there. It's like I
yeah.
didn't even know it was going to come out, but 10 seconds before it came out, it was already coming out. So, what the fuck? Who's playing on that keyboard back there? Hell. It's just like, I really think it's all, they talk about DNA being like coded in some ways. I feel like it is. It's almost like a machine, just bing bing bing, everything just going off as it's supposed to, it's
Yeah.
just or another way someone else explained it, it's like we're just the continuation of the Big Bang. It's like, yeah, the Big Bang's still going on, I'm just one part of it. It's like, and the next part will be some other part, if there's parts. There's no
Yeah.
parts, whatever, fuck off. Oh, dude, and I heard something else about, and it's like that was my experience. I didn't think I shared it with you, but I had this it felt like my an explosion happened in my body, and
Uh-huh.
my body.
Yeah, well,
Anyways, I don't care about it anymore to argue with myself over it, because it doesn't matter in the long run. But anyways, this explosion happened in my body, and it felt like I went straight into, like, the universe. I don't know what else to say.
yeah.
And when it happened, it was like an explosion. I almost fell over. I was standing there watching a video about
Uh-huh.
Swami Saraparananda.
Yeah.
Anyways, he said, think of space, and when I did, I exploded in my, like, and everything was fractaled. It was just like little, from all the way up to all the way back down. And it was
Yeah.
like this, though. It was so fucking
From
quick.
the macro to the micro. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was just such a wonderful experience. And when I tried to share that with some non-duality people, that's a story. You're just telling us. It's like, well, fucking anything I tell about it all is a story. So I mean, shit, I can't even talk without it being a story. So whatever. And whatever. I get it, but it was offensive at the time. I mean, it doesn't matter now because it's really just what happened for me. But it
Yeah,
was interesting. Anyways, when I hear these things that like tell me, or I don't know, that tell me, but
yeah.
it's like, oh, maybe that's kind of the experience, is like the fractaling thing. That was just amazing, really. And that's why I had a problem with some people. They talk about their awakening. Oh, that's me being facetious. I'll be fair here. When they awoken or had their shift, as they like to call it, they realize they're not separate from a doorknob, or I don't remember, an oven or whatever her
Oh,
explanation.
remember I was saying that the cup is cupping everything.
Yeah.
The
Sure, yeah.
the wall
The
is
dog's
walling.
dogging, the bird is birding. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
human, so whatever. But no, I forgot. It doesn't matter. It's just thoughts.
Yet to consider a thought, there might be something to it. We might be
Yeah.
able to extract some type of experience from it, or a truth of
Oh,
some type. Yeah.
that's what offended me a little bit is they're
Yeah.
always, well, not offended, but I couldn't relate. That's the whole
Mhm.
truth, is I didn't relate to their experience and my experience. They had an experience where they were part of an earthly plane. They became earthbound, right? I was not. My consciousness or whatever the fuck experience I had, it went
Yeah.
yeah. It didn't become part of, I mean, it wasn't separate from this, but that's not where the thought was. It wasn't like, oh, I'm part of this doorknob,
Or your
or
awareness. Yeah.
yeah, it was not there. And I hadn't spoke to anyone else. They all have this earthbound experience, where they become part of earthly stuff.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, I'm not saying that they're not, or that it's separate or anything like that. It's just that I didn't have, I'm not able to share that with another person that had that kind of experience.
Hmm.
I do hear that, I hear tidbits out there. Like I said, the fractaling that they talked about, that's the best explanation that I can uh, share with. And then, and then I had this, like, when I realized that this awake person is the same as the sleep person, and also the one that's unaware. The three states, I guess. I
Yeah.
was I went when I fucking realized that I had an audible, because it's all,
Yeah.
it's just the same. Yeah. And then I like to remember that, because I would remember my earliest memories, because I thought about, what was before birth, what's after death. I mean, right? Like
Yeah.
those spots. So,
Uh-huh.
anyways, back to my earliest memory, looking for what's here, and uh, I found the same, looking out,
Yeah.
and it's the same being, whatever, I don't know what else to call it, energy, thought,
Hmm.
looking out, and I was able to draw that line, or whatever that line was drawn. Would probably be a better way to say it, but whatever. Uh, and it's just the same. It's never been any change, really. The body's changed, yes, of course, but inside it's the same thought. It's the same, you know, person, thing, looking out, whatever you want to call it. The awareness, it's the same awareness. That's the word.
But the overlay apparently appears to be time and space. It's
Mhm.
time and space, time
My
that,
body's changed.
yeah, time that somehow promotes a past, a present, and a future, a threefold principle.
Yeah.
It's past, present, and future. And by separating those, we develop we continue to develop a story, or our story, or the body mind story. That just apparently appears to be what is happening.
Yeah.
We have a body mind here. It seems to be interacting with reality as we have known it. And we know reality through our knowledge base, and our knowledge base is
Experience.
what
Yeah.
we've been experiencing. And we cannot seem to go any further than what we apparently appear to know at the moment. At in every single moment, there's knowledge or knowledge base, things that we know that are familiar to us. Things that are familiar to us, we can identify. We can identify by naming them. And we have
Yeah.
names for the
Like
different
me.
objects that we see out in reality.
You know what's funny?
Yeah.
When you're talking about naming things, I remember in the Bible where I'm pretty sure it says that they brought everything before Adam to be named. You
Yeah.
remember that? Isn't that interesting?
That's right.
That
That's the way it is, or that's the story.
yeah, that story that they
Well, that's the
tell.
story of the earth in a sense, that the Bible is the story of the earth.
Dude,
And there's so many
I
versions of it. Yeah.
after having this idea of non-duality, I
Yeah.
hearing the words of Jesus and hearing words in general
Yeah.
gives you a whole different perspective on shit, right?
Right.
Like
It sure does.
the
Yeah.
same. And but anyways, as when I thought when you think of a non-dual thinking, right? And then
Yeah.
someone said, "Me and you aren't separate," right?
Yeah.
It might not make sense. They'd be like, "What?" But then when Jesus said, "I and my Father are not separate," that's when it made sense to me
Yeah. Me
because
and my
I'm not
Father are
separate from
one.
God.
Yeah. One and the same.
Yeah, we're not separate. There's no separation. Of course, yeah. So that's there. There's that.
Another saying that he did that he did mention was that we are in the world, but we're not
And
of the
not
world.
it.
That
Yes.
is a very strong non-duality phrase if you think about it, because we apparently appear to be in the world, in this reality that we know of, we're aware of, and yet we're really not of it. So if we're not of it, this is not our original place. We're temporarily here, so we're temporally in space and time,
Yes.
temporarily here for a indeterminate duration. So the duration is indeterminate. We know that.
Yes.
So beyond this is where we must originate from. So the night dream keeps seemingly sending us these images of what it's like when it's our time to leave the earth. When it's our time to leave the earth, we're going to continue to simply dream the night dream. And the night dream apparently appears to be maybe, and I'm always thinking about this as well,
What?
but it's strongly pointing towards the night dream that we go to. We seem to go to a place, and I say a place because it feels as though we're
Yeah.
somewhere else when we're dreaming at night. It feels that way.
I like how you box
Yeah.
that in. Gave me a new vision or a new
Yeah.
perspective.
And new perspective. If you have these, if you share these ideas, they seemingly unlock these
Yeah.
parts of our mind that
Yes.
we kind of entertain, but we're not quite sure how to identify it. We're not sure what to call it. But that seems to be the closest I can get to explaining what is going on when we dream at night. That that's a whole other experience happening there.
There
And
is no
and the memories, although they're sharp, they feel sharp and strong, but we can't quite apprehend them. We can't quite grasp them the way that we can grasp the past or something that occurred in the timeline. We have a timeline of the body mind, action figure has a timeline that it has, and it has pictures that it's taken of the past.
yeah.
If you look at a family album, we can see images of what we looked like or we appeared at different ages or different stages of our lives. And when I
I
say
forget
of our
what I look
lives, the
like.
story of our life. Yeah.
Do you forget what you look like as you're speaking?
No, no, I can still remember. I can still remember all of the different memories that I've had in the past. Being from crib, going from the crib to the bed, and then from the bed to, the different places that the
You got
bedroom
a good mind
been,
then.
different
You got a
homes.
good mind.
Yeah,
You got a good mind. That's good.
I think so. The different homes that I've lived in, I
I'm not sure if my
still
brain
remember
is
that.
actually. I
Mm.
don't know if my brain is actually that strong, to be honest. I think there might be, could be some flaws in there. I mean, it doesn't matter, but I mean, my memory isn't the greatest, to be honest about that. It's like my short-term memory especially. You've heard of the thing about a goldfish, right? Like a goldfish in a goldfish bowl. It's like,
Yeah.
oh look, a tree. They swim around. Oh look, a tree.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. Like, I mean, I don't know, man. It don't matter. It really doesn't. But I'm sorry, I don't know if
No, no,
I'm
that's okay. Although nothing matters, we can still
it's still
refer,
happening.
we can
Or
still talk
yeah,
about what apparent appears to be happening. Yeah.
there you go. Yeah.
And there is, there, we have our eyes open and we're looking at the room around us, and it appears to be real. So that's as real as it's going to feel, as it's going to get. And if it is that way, then we
It'll never be any different.
continue, yeah, we continue to negotiate with it or interact with what's happening, what apparently appears to be happening. So
You
we
know,
interact with that. Yeah.
there was this speaker lady, uh, and Me Long, I think her name's Long.
Yeah. I
Yes,
know who you're talking about. Yeah.
yes, I was speaking with her, or she was talking. I can't remember exactly,
Uh-huh.
but I like her. I do remember speaking with her.
Yeah.
But anyways, she was talking about subject and object. I think it was a video,
Yeah.
but I did speak with her in person about her video.
Uh-huh.
Anyways, she was telling someone, I believe, I can't, I don't know. But anyways, this is the thoughts. Uh, she was telling them about subject and object, and she goes, they're talking about subject and object. She goes, just take away the subject. And I was just like, when she said that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Black. Everything went black. There was like no subject. So it was just so then it became, anyways, it was just interesting uh when that happened. Without no subject, there's no objects.
And if there are no objects, then what else is there?
But it's the subject,
What
right?
is left? What is left behind? There's still
Yes,
thoughts. There's still thoughts and
there
ideas.
is. You're right.
They're
And
still
you want to know
there.
something else, Richard? Because
Yeah.
I didn't talk to you for a while.
Yeah.
That when I'm looking for the me, as everybody likes to say, which is sort of funny,
Well, yeah.
there was this, I'd nail down me. This is right. And all
Uh-huh.
of a sudden I'd see me looking for me, and I'd be like, wait. So it was this, I don't know how to say it. It was like it was going like, there's me, and then bam, there's me, there's me, there's me. And then every time I try to find me, that's not, but it was always like me looking at me. So
But you can never
I
really
noticed always
see
me
the
looking,
eyes.
right?
But you can never really
What?
see the eyes of that which is looking.
Yes, exactly.
So that which what's
I was
what,
always,
what's looking is what you're looking for.
yeah, I
In other words,
remember.
we're looking on behalf of what sees, what facilitates sight. So
I could
whatever.
never see what's looking though either.
So if we try to look upon that, it pops up. Oh, there's an image, and that's all that is. We can't ever seem to get behind
Behind.
what's
Yes,
looking
exactly. Exactly. I couldn't get behind it. Every time I thought I nailed it down, I
because
always noticed there was somebody looking. It was
it's
what was,
so quick, it's so fast that we can't keep up with it. We
and then,
can't
and then,
quite. Yeah,
another time I was in a meditative kind of mind,
yeah.
and I noticed just a faint glow, right? And I was like, what the hell is that? What's this glow? And then I thought, you know, and for an example, as if say there's a planet, a sun, right? Say a sun is shining.
Yeah.
Would a sun know that it was shining without a planet to have a reflective, right?
Yeah.
Without something to say this is shining, without a mirror or something to reflect upon,
Uh-huh.
you wouldn't know there was anything there, right? It would just be. Or another thing people have said is when you're in the light, you can't see it, right? Or
Radiating. Yeah.
I don't know what I was trying to tell you, but I just thought it was an interesting thought that came to me as I was.
If we are energy fields and if we exist as light, we must be
A certain light.
and transmitting light or casting light somehow. But what that light appears to be, it seems to be the image that we project. So we're constantly projecting this image, but we're not actually doing it ourselves. In other words, we're not trying to project, but
Just like my heart beats without my.
yeah, without knowing, our hearts continue to beating, continuing to beat, and our breath continue to
Yeah.
breathe without even recognizing those involuntary muscles
Yes.
that continue on. But if we can, if we once we focus on any of those, then we begin to notice, well, that's just a function of the body mind. That's all that is. But we seem to take that for granted because without the heartbeat and without the breathing, well, we wouldn't really appear to be where we're at.
This
We
is
wouldn't feel
true.
alive. We wouldn't be alive.
Oh, to be alive, what a wonderful thing.
Yeah, well, to be alive, I mean, it's supposed to be very, very rare.
And
This
it's
is kind of like a
exhilarating.
miracle. We're kind of
It
like
is,
to be born is a miracle in
isn't it?
itself.
I seen an animal and I was able to through the animal realize what a fucking joy life is. The
Yeah,
animal, I was able to see that you know,
simplicity.
and it was just beautiful,
Yes,
you
the
know,
simplicity of the animal and seeing what it's doing there, and
just to fucking be alive. Just like when
just
you're a little
being.
kid,
Yeah.
full of zest and energy. It's like
Oh
nobody tells you,
yeah.
you know why you're so happy? Because you're fucking alive, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But not only that, if you could capture that innocence of a child to
Yes.
be
There
able
are
to see the
one.
world that way, that's a true gift in a sense. We
Yeah.
call it a gift if you're able to look upon life in the same ways through the eyes of a child. And it's even in the Bible as well. It mentions about marvel not, but lest you be born again, but having the eyes of a child. It says something like that.
Yeah, I don't
And
remember that, but I
yeah,
do remember. It's
it,
familiar, but I can't remember the quote.
yeah, it refers to looking upon the world with the eyes of through the eyes of a child. So in a sense, if you can somehow continue to approach the rest of your life that way, that's an extraordinary experience. That is seems to be a positive one. Seems to be a good thing to follow.
Yeah.
Uh, the innocence of a child. Everything that you look upon as though it's the first time you've seen it again. Look at life that way. If we could just simply project and if we could just see life as as a brand new beginning, every second that goes by is completely and entirely new. There's nothing at all dull about it. There's no real boring aspects to anything. Everything's just exciting. I mean, you can hardly wait to see what's going to happen next.
Right.
If we look at life that way, it makes it more interesting. In a sense, I
And there's so much
feels that
energy.
way. Yeah,
There's so much energy in it.
extreme. It's so strong. There is a lot of energy around us, and Yet those forces that exist, they're they're quiet. They seem to be
Ah,
quietly hiding around us somehow, in a sense.
yeah, you know what's as I just realized
Mhm.
recently that every now and again there'd be this weird presence or sense of
Yeah.
there's this weird sense when every like person's quiet, like
Uh-huh.
there's a quietness, like everybody's aware of the quiet.
Yeah.
It's a weird energy that happens, and I realized that that is the energy I pick up on sometimes when there's it's like this quiet and everybody realizes just for a second,
That's called a collective consciousness
and
sense. That's what they
it's
refer to.
very energetic, so to
Yeah.
speak. It used to frighten me, right? Like because
Oh,
I was like, "What the hell is this?" Because it was so almost like it was saying hello, right? But you
yeah.
know, here I am, and it's like,
Like it had
is
a
everybody
feeling, it
here?
had a presence of
Yeah,
its own, a feeling of its own, a
yeah,
presence.
and it was interesting. I'm not afraid of it anymore. Yeah, I'm in a pretty good place. I feel like, you know, in my thoughts. You know, of course, those could change at any second.
That's okay. That's all right.
True, right? Like, I mean, but for now, everything feels pretty fair. You know, like,
If you're remaining neutral and
mm,
allowing things to happen around you,
yeah, they just go wherever they
just
go.
let them happen, and if they do, then they do.
You know,
And it seems to be that way all the time, always
has
and
been.
always,
Yes. You know, I
always,
used to
always.
annoy me is the
Yeah.
people that would try to pin the now down. It's like, no, but no, no. It's like, come on, guys. It's
No.
always now, so just stop.
Yeah. There's always a now. Yeah.
Yeah, so
It's
there's no
always
need to
present.
try. But once you say now, then now is gone. It's like, no, it's always now.
It is
So
always now. It always been now.
doing?
It always will be now.
Yes, there's yeah, that was such a interesting awareness when that happened is it's the same now, so to
As it's
speak,
always been.
as it always has been.
And it
Yeah,
always will be. Yeah.
no,
That never changes.
that was just like, wow, dude. So me sitting here and the feeling of this, I don't know what else to call it.
Yeah.
It's the same feeling that a pharaoh would have had, or even a peasant, let's say. It's never been any different.
It's all the same thing. Yeah.
You know? I mean, of course, the body will have to go through its own things, but that's a function.
But in space and time, there just seems to be an expiration date for all of the body minds. Every single one
Yeah,
has a date where they will pass over or pass on. Now, when I
yeah.
say pass over, pass on, I simply say that I can't really say that there's death because there is no death. In a
Energy.
sense, there really is no death and there's no birth. Now, saying that, the mind goes, don't
Yeah,
sound right, but it may not sound right, but it is the way it is. Where there's no death and there's no birth, by saying that means there's no beginning and there's no end to anything. So that's the Alpha and Omega. So if we recognize and realize that, then what is there to be afraid of? If
really
we
nothing.
can't remember our birth, so we're not going to even remember our deaths. We're not going to know either one. So if neither one matters, then what actually matters then? If that don't
Just
matter, what does matter?
enjoy the ride.
Yeah, enjoy the ride. There really is nothing that has to matter.
No,
There it is. Everything is perfect. It's fine.
exactly.
It's just fine the way it is. It's perfect the way it is. It's always been this way.
No.
And if we recognize that, then it's fine. Then we continue on and continue on. Just go on
Continuing
living our
on.
lives. Yeah, simply go on living our lives. And that's okay.
Life is good. Yeah.
Yeah, life's good, and we're always okay.
I've seen a video of is it called Satna or Sa? I can't remember. I do have to go to the restroom, but I'll be right back though.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
samsara. Yeah.
Okay. You know what I'm saying.
Wow. Wow.
Don't know what you want, kitty. I'll be glad to. Wait. Is that better or worse? Let's see. Yeah. There. Boy. Yeah. Guess it could, eh?
All right. Took a break as well when you did.
Meow. Meow. Want outside, kitty? I'm gonna make a cup of coffee. Yep, time goes by fast.
Gonna make another coffee.
Yeah.
I have a coffee maker in this spare room that I use as a man cave.
Yeah.
Yeah, same one. Two, two, three, four.
I had a friend, his
Mhm.
name was Or. We were pretty good friends, I thought. But apparently, he's very involved with the Palestine and Israel thing.
Oh yeah.
So, and I, he wanted me to get involved, and I told him, I said, I think people are always going to be fighting, so I don't really take a side in all this because, and
Why
he
get
got,
involved? Yeah.
and I just think that people are going to kill each other, and I just don't find it necessary to be wrapped up talking about it and feeling miserable.
That's true.
And
Good
he
point.
told me
Yeah.
I was what did he say? Oh, I was clueless and I needed to take a history class. I said I said, okay, thank you. I'll get back in touch you in touch you with I'll get back in touch you I'll get back in touch you with you when the class is over.
Yeah.
So in other words, that was my polite way of saying fuck off.
Yeah. No.
Because I don't dig being insulted, you know. It's like
Nah.
I was just like hanging out and I thought we were good friends, but he wants to get all like weird as far as I'm concerned, because it's like,
Yeah. Didn't
how
have
does
to
that
do
even
that.
make sense? It's just people
Yeah.
doing stupid shit, right? Like,
True.
do I have any control over it? No, I don't.
You're being logical. That's good. Continue to be that way where you're not gonna let anybody else mess up your peace,
Yeah, it's like
mess up your tranquility that you have established for yourself already. Good thing now.
no, like how you put that. That's basically the how I feel too. But I'll tell you, there are people who like to try and challenge that idea.
Oh yeah, of course I do.
Like, oh, you want to be in peace? Well, we'll see about that. And in some ways, I guess it's fun, huh? I don't know. A game, I guess. Hey, coffee's brewing. I used to have one of those plastic pods, you know, you put it in and psh. So this was only $39. It's a little tiny espresso machine.
Yeah.
And to buy one of those little plastic ones is $100.
Ah.
So I was like, let's see, a little more work for a little more money, less money, I mean,
Uh-huh.
and less waste, and the coffee's cheaper. Oh, those pods are expensive nowadays too.
Hmm.
The whole thing with it, but whatever. Blah blah blah. Just a bunch of stuff. It don't matter. What kidding? Yeah. 2 cats, 2 dogs, and 1 grandchild now.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's the grandchild at?
Sleeping.
Oh, okay.
Today's Saturday.
Yeah.
Oh goodness. Yeah, I kind of hate it when my bosses ask me stuff because they'll ask me like, "Do you work tomorrow?" And it's like, I don't fucking know. Why are you asking? Yeah, it's like they really people don't understand that. It's like I don't worry about things I don't need to worry about, you know,
Yeah.
until it happens. I don't really worry
Uh-huh.
about it. It's like one thing at a time. If I'm supposed to be, I'll know it'll come up. Yeah.
Right.
When it doesn't and it all falls apart, I guess that'll be that too, right?
Mhm.
I mean, if it does, I mean, I might not wake up one day. I hear that happens.
Mhm.
Like I'd ever know though. Oh yeah, see, my mother though, she knew something was happening. Mom, yeah, that was a hard thing to handle. Did I tell you though that after she died, I felt more like my mother was closer to me than she was?
She was alive. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like I felt like she was me. I was her.
Wow.
Movements, the
Yeah.
thought, I was like, that's my mother. Like that's I
Uh-huh.
never felt so connected to her
Yeah. The essence. Yeah.
until she died. Yeah, it's weird. Yeah. Sometimes oh yeah, I gotta use sugar, damn it. Yeah. Just bizarre. The way I move, things I say. That's
What is that T-shirt showing? It's some kind of a
oh, it's
body. What is that?
Spider-Man,
Is that what that is? Spider-Man. Oh,
Chinese,
okay. Spider-Man.
Japanese, probably.
Hmm. Okay.
Yeah,
Ah, I
they're
see now. Yeah.
like this. Or is
Yeah, I
that
wasn't
banana?
sure what it was. Yeah. Okay.
Later, baby. Yeah, yeah. I didn't realize it till now I'm like 50 somethings, but
Yeah.
I had a dream and in one of my dreams I was able to find out that I had created or that my brain, whatever, these people in my dream had backstories. They actually had like me and you.
Yeah.
It's so
Yeah.
weird. It's like my brain created all that. It was all created. It's like a whole fucking world, man. It's bizarre.
It is bizarre. You wonder how did you do that?
Because I'm amazing. I, yeah, it's just something I never considered before is that do the people in my dreams actually have like a, s- you know, a story and it's just amazing that the brain can do all that.
Is it actually the brain doing it though?
Yeah, that's
Is
what
it
we hear.
really?
I know. Is it more like an antenna or is it doing stuff? I don't know. Oh, wait. Pretty sure oh man. So I've been working for over a year now, and now Social Security wants to reevaluate me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I'm afraid that they're gonna say I'm not disabled and then cut me off, and then I'll probably be disabled again.
Uh,
They already took away my SSA, but they gave me a crease in I mean SSI. Now but they increased my SSA. I mean, actually, financially, I'm better off working. So, but just blah blah blah. Anyway,
if you
just
can work, might as well do it. Yeah.
yeah, and I enjoy it. I really like interacting with people. It gives me pleasure.
It's better to do that, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I felt like when I was just staying home and in my room,
You really weren't doing nothing. Yeah.
I was very depressed. You know,
Yeah.
I didn't realize it as much as
Mm-hmm.
and I like being outside. I like the fresh air. It's
Oh yeah.
great. I mean, even though it's covered in diesel and gas, I still like it. And I do propane now, so I've never been a worker, so that's like, it's like I got the it's like a new person working, I guess you could say. I got
Yeah.
that experience of it's new. Because it is new. I mean, I did work when I was younger, but I haven't worked for a long time. And then I'm upright, not bent over, so it's another reason for me being happy.
Yeah.
I don't know. But that does make me happy that I can work. I never thought I'd be able to be honest. You know, no, you didn't know me before my back surgery. That's right. Mm, me.
You seem to be more outgoing nowadays, more
Oh,
outgoing and more talkative.
oh, maybe.
Appear to be that way anyway, compared to the you I used to know when we first met.
I probably have gone through a couple changes.
Yeah, it's noticeable. Yeah,
I would say that my understanding of life is different. That's probably, or whatever is happening. What do they call this? Life? Yeah. I definitely, I'm not looking for anything. I don't really want anything. I mean, occasionally there are things that I want. I was having an argument with myself on that.
uh,
Like, do you really? Because this is going on. Would you just shut up and leave me alone, please? Yes,
uh,
no, I don't have any because I wondered like what would be if I had $1 million, what would be really any different? Nothing. Life would still be life, right? This would still be the same uh person here, and that would be nothing would be different. I mean, everything around me might be a little different. Like I might have a nicer car, nicer clothes, but everything still be the same, right? I'm still
yeah,
gonna the William. My experiences will still be the same thing. Been that way my whole life. I don't know why it would change now.
it's all right if you can look at it that way. Yeah,
Yeah, I was trying to explain it. Maybe I already did, but like the earliest memory that I kind of remember is walking to the store for candy. It's almost like my first awareness that became aware of being aware. There was an awareness that happened. And that little boy is the same looking out as this one, you know? So uh that's but the body's different, of course. I mean, it's definitely not the same. I'm not, a little boy anymore. But yeah.
isn't it peculiar the time that we look on a clock or a watch or a timepiece device that's keeping track of time? We look at that and it has the hands on certain numbers, and then we wonder, well, what does that actually mean? It's showing or illustrating a time, the time of the day. And right now it's just past 3 o'clock, 3:01 in the afternoon. And it's a different time where you are.
Yeah. Well, here, yeah.
Yeah, there it's how many hours difference is there? One, two.
Like my friend told me the sun is always shining. What time is that?
Yeah, exactly.
It's always shining. 24/7, since
But what
that's our
how many
calendar.
how many hours difference is it again?
I Alexa, how many hours is Alexa, what's the difference between California and the
Eight.
United Kingdom?
California is 8 hours ahead of the United Kingdom.
8 hours.
8 hours.
California is 8 hours behind the United Kingdom.
Okay.
Oh, 8 hours. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
This might answer your question.
Alexa,
8 o'clock. So you must be 8 o'clock then, where you're at.
my time?
Yeah, right. 8,
7.
7 actually. One.
Six
7 o'clock.
6:59.
Wow.
Yeah. Really?
It all seems the same, doesn't it? It's the
Yeah.
same and different at the same time. Different and
Mm,
same, both.
I guess, yeah, that might be fair. It is perceived as a difference.
And then it is said that everything is real, and then there's the unreal. So there's that which is real to us. In other words, real as picking up a bottle or an object surround us. In that sense, it's real. And then things are also unreal, where outside of space and time, they don't seem to really matter outside of space and time. And then there's things that exist or apparently appear to exist in space and time. So things that are existing in space and time, we seem to interact with them. We seem to interact with them somehow. And we take all of that for granted. Absolutely all of it is kind of taken for granted in a sense.
Hmm. Well, I guess if it's common to us, then it doesn't seem to be extraordinary. So it would be just,
Normal, everyday, day to day
yeah, even though it could be
happenings.
extraordinary, it's just
Yeah,
overlooked as it happens all the time.
yeah, that's true. And how could we expect anything extraordinary to happen
When you live in something so miraculous.
yeah, when you're already
I
experiencing
don't know.
that?
Maybe people are expecting something. I don't know. I kind of think this is good. I'm happy. Uh, I don't really want anything. I feel like my trip to London, that really fucking felt like a miracle. If you
Yeah.
had to, if you had to describe a miracle, it's like I mean, all my life I never thought that would happen, and it happened, right? Like it just right before me. It's like a path open, so to speak, you
You
know? It's
went
like,
you went to the airport. Yeah.
well, I don't know, it just happened, and I mean, of course I had a part in it, you know, but I got my passport and my everything, and just yeah, ended up there. It was wonderful, really. It's like going to heaven. I was in bliss. It was such a hard come down, though. I'll have to be honest. It took me like 3 or 4 months to get back to this normal. I
How,
was
how
broken.
long did you stay over there?
My whole trip was about 18 days from
Wow.
the time I left to when I got home.
18 days. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. I think 10 of it was in Europe, in London. Somebody, my mother said, "Oh, you almost made it to I see you almost made it to Europe." I think is what he said.
Wow.
Oh, that's a little dig at the UK, isn't it? Because they're not on the island. Yeah. But anyways, I don't know where I went with that. But anyways, yeah, I never thought that would happen, but it happened for me, and that was wonderful. And I was in so much bliss that it was so hard to get back my feet on the ground, so to speak.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
routine.
Everything was just so fucking perfect. And then it was all back to the way it was before. But nothing's really changed. But
But at least if you
I had to find peace in myself. You know, I
yeah.
needed to work it out
Uh-huh.
and find out what was it that was going on, because I really didn't know. I didn't know I had to figure out what it was that I thought was needed, because I didn't feel like I was I don't know the right word for it. I felt broken somehow. Like I had so much of a good time that it was like, I don't know, it's like going to heaven and then coming back, so to speak. You ever heard of that experience, that how it was just so beautiful, and then I got back to normal. And normal's good though, it's just it was stimulative overload, right? Like I was in bliss, and I still am. It's just I had to figure out where that came from. It's like it's not really people. It's it, it's a reflection, but it's not where it comes from, right? Like,
Did you try the fish and chips?
no, I didn't.
Nah, you should have.
All the way to fucking London. Oh,
All the way to London and you didn't have fish and chips. Man, you should have
I,
tried it.
I, I was
Least,
trying to do the vegan thing. I was
uh,
vegan for a minute or whatever. I didn't eat meat or cheese and sugar. I've done it all now.
yeah.
I even had cow the other day, and then talked to my vegan friend, and they said, "It's easy. Just ask William." I'm like, "Oh my God." I wasn't honest and said, "Oh, I just had a steak." Yes. I said, "Oh, you could do it if you want." Yes, I didn't lie, but I didn't throw myself in front of the bus either.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I wish I wish I still had it in me to eat like that. I'm trying to convince myself that that's what needs to be done, but it doesn't seem to be happening. So
That's all right.
like I was like, I don't know how it happened before, but yeah, I had a nice little run there. I mean, I feel like if it's meant to be, it'll just happen. I know it might seem like I've given up or complacent, but
No.
I really feel like that if it's meant to be, it's gonna happen. What the hell can I do about
Mm-hmm.
it?
That's right.
I'm here to I'm gonna try to have a pleasant uh time as much as I can. It's like it's better than being miserable, since I
Of course.
feel like I have a choice in that as much as I do.
You seem to.
Yeah, then I'm
Seems
gonna
there
go
seems
with
to
it.
be choice, yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, people say, I use that. I like that you said seems to, because it reminds me of the example of how they say that geese are what do they call it when they do it beyond their control? It's like they just do it. They call it
Voluntary.
no, animals. They say it's
Voluntarily.
instinct. It's their instinct. Animals do it
Instinct. Right.
in oh fuck, now I forgot my point. I worked so hard on that.
Instinctive, right, okay.
Whatever, but yeah,
Naturally instinctive.
there was a thought. It's all
That's true though.
evaporated.
Animals operate a function on instinct.
That's what they say. No,
Yeah.
that was the idea. Is that yeah, that they claim that animals operate on instinct. And I was like, well, how do you know that? Did you ask them, or do you choose to go south, or is that your instinct?
Well, if we
Well,
observe,
they believe that the animal is instinctive. We believe we have I mean, the human population mostly believes they have free will, right?
yeah.
And maybe that bird thinks it's making a choice to go fucking south, It's like, who's to say what it believes? Humans have determined that animals think this way or feel that way, and I don't know if I agree. I think you're putting something into something you don't know. That's what I think. I
Yeah.
think they're conscious. I think they're aware. I think plants are aware. I think they're conscious. Maybe not like me, but there's an awareness about them, right? Me, you, whatever, humans, I
Oh
mean.
yeah.
And I when I look into a bird, I feel like I'm talking to God. I just feel it's like right now I'm not really in that mode, but I do I like to put myself in the awareness of that. Like right now, I'm just being. I'm not thinking of the fact that you are you know, and then a being inside that over there, not thinking about it. I mean, I know it, but I'm not thinking about it. It's not my focus.
I
Yeah.
really don't place a focus on anything, really. To be honest with you, I have such an open mind that it feels like it's everywhere.
I wanted to
Like
say
it's
something
filling, like
funny.
it's filling the room.
Yeah, that'd be good.
In a sense, that's what our energy field does. An energy field that we're qualia consciousness beings. We're individuated units of qualia consciousness. What that means is that we're energy fields, and our energy fields are radiating
Mhm.
outwardly,
I got
but
your drift.
to a certain extent, we don't know. We can't
How
really
far?
measure the extent, but there is
Yeah,
an outward radiation
I don't think it is.
somewhere, but we can't place the placement
Mhm.
of what we are. What we are apparently appears to be an energy field, but we don't really feel like one. Now, what does an energy field feel like if we could feel that way? If we could feel that energy?
Yes, what would it feel like? It's like
What would it
asking a
actually
fish.
feel like? And you try to imagine, and you try to imagine, and you cannot do it. I
No.
still feel like I'm in this body mind. This body mind action figure, in a sense, it feels almost like a prison. It
Mm.
almost feels like it's imprisonment. And in that sense, that is a type of suffering. They say
It's
that all
so
there
sad.
is suffering with body minds, and
Mm.
technically that is true because that's how it apparently appears to feel. It feels that way. In other words, I don't feel free enough to get outside of this body mind. I do when I sleep. When I sleep, I feel I have more freedom to move about in some type of reality frame, some type of different reality frame. I can um, actually, um, in other words, be a different person almost. I have
Mm.
a identity of some type, but it's different from the one I use during the day. You know, the daytime avatar or action figure. It seems more free somehow. It feels freer. It feels like I could actually execute different modes, modalities of my beingness. I could do more or feel like I can rather than this body mind action figure. It feels kind of bogged down, so to speak, in a way where it's limited. It has limitations. It could only go so far, bend so far, move about, to a certain extent, and that's it. But I wouldn't say that that's boring or that's a bad thing or it's negative or anything like that. I just simply say that's how it apparently appears to feel. It seems to be
Yeah.
that way, but it's
Your
only
awareness.
seemingly so. And if it's
That's
only
your awareness.
seemingly so, then that means it really isn't. It really isn't so. It apparently appears to be so, but it really isn't. In other words, we are really more free than we realize. We think that we're imprisoned in these bodies, but we're really not. And we could travel at any time beyond space and time as well. So we are and we are not. Now, when I say we are not, that part that we are not is that body mind action figure in space and time that is projecting an image in a mirror. So that image that we see in the mirror is simply a projection. But we're not that. That's just an image of us, or an image that we're projecting from a body mind.
Yes.
And the projection energy is a radiating energy that comes off of the energy field. And the energy field is somewhere in either the brain or the heart, or both mind and the heart of the body, but not in a place that we could point to. Can't really point to where it is, because it's not really in an area of space and time that we could call a coordinate. In other words, you have longitude and latitude marks, and we could say, well, you're at 60 degrees, 10 degrees, 5 degrees, and this longitude and latitude mark, like on a map.
Yeah.
Now, physically, we could look at a place on a map and say, well, this is the longitude latitude mark that my house exists upon, in the city that the house is in, or the neighborhood in the city where this location is. Now we could say that, but that's just a subjective identification of a place. So we have that. We use that as placement to say, well, here's where that house is. Here's where the city is. Here's the longitude latitude mark on a map. And that's the location of where I live, or my body resides there at that certain point. So we think to ourselves, well, that seems to be the way it is because it appears this way. And if it's going to appear that way, then it seems to be that way for now. It's temporarily that way. And if it's familiar to us and that's the way it seems, it's seemingly so, that it is seemingly so. And so we simply go with that, because that's the way we can identify where we are at any given time. So we can identify where we're at by saying, okay, if you look at a map and look at the city, Peterborough, and look at the island, UK, and that's the location. And then we go over to where you are at. You're in Oregon, right?
No, California.
California, yeah.
Yeah.
Northern California?
Extreme north, yes. I'm
Extreme
20
north?
minutes. I work in Oregon, so
There it
I
is.
live in California, work in Oregon. Tells you.
Okay, yeah. So that's what apparently appears to be the case for us. Our situation is that
Yeah.
way. Yeah.
Here on the rock, yeah.
Yeah. That's fine. That's what we're dealing with, and so we do. No.
Hmm?
So what do you think
About?
where we are? Oh, by the way, I'm 60 now.
Did you turn 60?
I turned 60. Well, actually, I turned 61 on the 28th this month.
Oh, you're 61.
I turned 61 on the 28th
Nice.
of this month. Well, I have a
Yeah.
few more days till that happens. 28th is Sunday. So
That means something, right? I mean,
I don't
I was
know.
made me think about my numbers,
60,
and
61.
I'm 33 or 53, 53, 53. And yeah,
When's your birthday?
July 23rd, 1970.
July 23rd. Okay, so you're going to be
54.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a strange number. Although apparently I look that or older. I don't feel it in my person. But that's normal, apparently.
Yeah, it is.
Lots of 80-year-olds, and I see them, and I try not. Oh, I'm 90 years old this year. Well, you look. I don't want to say you look good for your age because I feel like that's such a cheesy thing that people say.
Yeah, it is.
And I think it's interesting that most people feel like they're in their 30s. It's like that's the
Yeah,
spirit.
the average. Yeah.
Yeah, like that's the inner person that they, that people identify with. And the body obviously says it's of a different era.
Yeah, different
Keeps
time.
track. It keeps track of all the years as opposed to the other.
The seemingly thought about
Observer.
age that we feel internally, we internalize a certain age bracket that we feel
Yep.
in it, and it would be in its late 20s, probably
Yeah. Young.
mid to late 20s, I'd say. Yeah,
Yep.
it never goes past that. It always stays right around the same.
Yep. So far, I haven't heard anybody say any different. That's all. And it's
Yeah.
like, so as the evidence presents itself, that's where we're at with that. But yeah, old people, young people. It's funny when you hear a young person say that, and you don't give it much credit because they're young. I
Yeah.
just remember it's like, so they feel like they're old, even they can sense that they're not the body, but they don't know how to identify it, right? Like they'll think that I'm old, like you or whatever, and it's like what it is, as far as I'm concerned, it's it's that they realize they're not the body, so they don't have to be a old body or a young body. It's
Yeah, if
still
you don't identify with it in the first
yeah,
place, it's not going to
yeah,
matter to you.
yeah. You're the person inside. Yeah. Whatever, we'll leave it there.
Well,
I
that's
hear
good.
what I say sometimes, but I just say fuck it. It don't matter.
No, but it is true. It makes sense to me as well. Where um, we're
Yeah.
always going to feel that certain age, which is in mid to late 20s. It doesn't
Yeah.
go beyond that as far as a feeling, internalized feeling anyway.
Yeah, the internalized feeling. Exactly. Yeah. Kali.
There's Maya. Maya is the illusion of a body mind action figure or of an avatar, a placement in space and time. So that's what Maya is. Maya is all the illusions that seemingly appear to be surrounding
Oh.
us in this field of vision, that we look upon with these
So
eyes.
Maya would be like the object. Maya
Maya,
would be the object,
Maya is the reality base.
but in a sense of subject and object, what would Maya be?
Yeah, that would be that. The Maya is the subjectivity and objectivity of things that
Oh,
apparently
okay.
appear to be real in this reality frame. This reality frame are third dimensional construct that has certain pixels.
Instead of 130, it's 300 and something.
Why?
Because the rates went up.
Oh, Jesus. Well, we'll worry about that later.
Oh, we got to conserve energy.
Yeah, I got one light on. I don't have two TVs. We'll have to be more conservative.
It's good. It's conservative. What, electricity?
Yeah, I guess it doubled. Okay, here comes the crunch.
Yeah.
Crunch. I knew it would happen.
Mhm.
It's all right.
Yeah, we just keep things off that you don't need, don't use. Lights in a room.
I don't. Yeah,
like
I'm
that.
not just conservative. My grandson, he doesn't seem to have a clue.
Hmm. You have to
Yeah,
look.
when I traveled to London, I realized that
Yeah.
the idea is a lot different. Like if you're leaving a room, even for a second, you turn the light off.
Uh-huh.
It's like I thought, oh, that's something I wouldn't have thought of. I would have, my mind would have been, I'll be right back. I'll leave it on,
Uh,
so
yeah.
just a little courtesy thing, to be mindful of different perspectives on things.
If you're going to need to be more thrifty with
Yeah.
the energy consumption of your home,
Yeah.
you can start counting your devices and the things that use electricity. List,
Oh, yeah.
list them all down
Mm.
and then narrow them down by use of what you think should be used, should be on at certain times, and should be off.
Well,
Kind of like that, sort of.
I'll be honest. Many times he's left his TV running for the dogs, so I don't think the dogs care.
No, no, there you go.
So I guess we could all probably do a little bit of finessing around the edges, right?
Mhm.
Just
Yeah,
saying.
if you want to bring the bill down, that's the way to do
Yep.
it. Yeah.
Go on. Use one light, like I got this little energy bulb in here. Turn off my heater, things like that.
Yeah.
Yay. See, I knew it would try to get me. I hope I'm strong enough. I think, reality is one thing, so it doesn't matter. Can feel like one thing, and eventually I'll look at it and realize it's all horse shit, so why worry? I think occasionally I get swept up in it. Then I step back and realize
Mhm.
so it's all good. See, I got hit with that SSI thing, which is like $700 I'll lose. And then now he's throwing that financial shit on me.
Yeah.
You see it? Can you
Uh-huh.
see the energy trying to be drawn to me?
Mhm.
Trying to
Yeah.
bring me down. I
Oh,
see it. Somebody needs a whopper.
yeah.
Some energy feels hungry for some negative energy from me. I
You can pay a portion at a time.
Yeah, just take little bites.
That's the way we do it too.
Yeah,
We don't always pay the whole bill. We just pay half of it.
yeah, there you go.
One half one time and one half the other.
Yep, little bits.
Mhm.
Seems to work better too.
Yeah.
Makes it feel less overwhelming, that's for sure.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I get paid weekly, so I've been thinking about that. I knew this time would come. Silly. Ay, ay, ay. I feel stronger, healthier, better,
That's good.
physically, mentally, if there's such a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, you appear to be. Yeah.
yeah, whatever appearance
Mhm.
is. Yeah. Well, that's good though. Good aura, as somebody said.
That's
You
right.
have a good aura about you. Okay. I thought it was because I was eating vegan. I do think that maybe logically that if I'm eating meat, less animals are afraid of me because I don't have that aura or scent of a meat eater, right? Like I'm more like a
Hmm.
blissful deer that just eats the occasional bug accidentally. uh but like I said, I fell off that wagon. I slipped on a hamburger or something. It's all good. I definitely incorporate more vegetables in my diet than I used to. So if there's a benefit, there's that. There's an awareness that I need to treat my body better. My body. That, the body has its own needs, like and I respect it, like it's its own universe. I like to think of it like that.
Yeah.
It needs certain things. And sometimes I feel bad that I don't uh care for it, right? Like it was showing the bugs that live on our body. It's like,
Oh
is
yeah.
that me? Is that me? Where do I begin? Am I the bug? Maybe I'm the bug. Am I the god of that bug? I can create a different environment for that bug, can I? So it makes me godlike in that sense, even though I claim the body is me, or might. Right?
Just imagine all the unseen
Life.
little tiny microorganisms
Yes, I'm a god of my own. Look
that
at,
are
I'm a
everywhere.
universe.
We can't see them with our eye, yet
Yeah, they're
they
there
exist. If we
on your
take,
hair
if we
follicles.
take a microscope, yeah.
And if you didn't have them, you'd die.
We have
They
to have
come,
a certain amount of bacteria. That's true.
yeah.
You got a
Yeah,
healthy bacteria?
six
Yeah.
pounds of bacteria, they said. I heard them say that we carry 6 pounds of bacteria live in our body. That's a lot of bacteria. It's a living organism that lives inside this organism. There's different organisms that live inside this organism.
Yeah.
It's a couple
Multi-layered.
huh?
Multi-layered.
Yeah, yeah. It's crazy, huh?
Very crazy when you start thinking about all the different life forms that exist all around us. The
One body and you claim it to be just you. It's like, what
it's
about me down
innumerable.
here? What about the eyelash bug? Does he count as you?
They're innumerable. So many life forms around us. So we have the microorganisms, we have insects.
Yeah.
Now, you're not even counting the insect life. There's animal life, insect life.
Oh, I love the little bugs.
Man, so many.
Yeah.
You can't name them all. There's too
Ants.
many. They cannot all be named.
Some of them would
Too
love to
many.
eat me.
Some
I
of them
forgive
are.
them. Just like people. I understand, but that doesn't mean I want to be around them, right? I love tigers, doesn't mean I want them to eat me. I don't want to feed them today. Thank you. It just seems to be the way it is.
It is. Predator. Predator
Yes.
prey.
Yeah. I just look like a big whopper.
Meat puppet.
Yeah, meat, meat pop. Meat puppet. There you go. Yeah, I had a hard time when they asked me to tell them a little bit about myself in the job interview. I said, I don't know who I am.
Uh-oh.
I don't know how to tell you something I don't know. As I told them, I don't know who I am. I don't know. I can't tell you. I was sure I wouldn't get the job, but I don't think she gave a shit. It's like I really didn't know how to tell them anything about me. How can I tell you about me when I don't know me? Come on. So I have to leave at 9:40 to go to work. What time is it? Come on. Oh, wait. Yeah. Morning shift's not too bad. I'd rather work super early morning.
Well,
Yeah. Because it makes the day go by so much better. It's like 9 o'clock. Sure, you're having lunch, but it's breakfast time and they call it your lunch break, but whatever, it's just a break. But that's a little different because all they have is fast food, crap food, which I still haven't figured out what's a good breakfast alternative being vegan. There's no good vegan breakfast that I'm aware of. They make it hard.
Soy burgers.
Yeah, the Whopper, I was just thinking about how there's not much options for a vegan in fast food. I feel like some of my vegetarian friends would laugh at me even saying that, but I know it seems like an oxymoron of vegan and processed food. But whatever. There's nobody preparing vegan style food that I'm aware of. Healthy. It's all McDonald's. Like I said, the best I could do is get a salad from some of these places and an Impossible Whopper. Or I could go to Taco Bell and get a bean burrito. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, those are fair choices. Sure. Life could be, I could have no choice at all. Like, there's no food available, motherfucker. That'd be a very bad choice, right? So I should be grateful. Yeah. But I never learned how to, I was hoping to have some sort of pick up on how to make vegetables palatable. I need to learn how to use spices well. Well, blah, blah, blah. That's probably not going to happen. I don't feel like I'll be cooking. I don't seem to care enough. We'll see. And I'm not 100% sure that eating a vegan diet really makes any damn difference. Of course, my brain wants to tell me it does, but I think belief is strange enough as it is. If I believe that eating a diet like this is bad, it's going to create a negative consequence to my brain and my body, right?
No,
but if I believe I'm eating a what?
not necessarily. No, you're eating a mostly vegetable diet, right?
I wouldn't say that. I'd say I eat more vegetables than I used to. I try to, but yeah, I try to eat more vegetables than I do
That's okay.
meat. Yeah, but I have backslid a little bit. Yeah, I've incorporated more vegetables and cheese. I do dairy now. I cut all that out at one point. It don't matter though. Like I was saying though, the placebo effect.
Yeah.
That was my idea. Thinking about that. That's what I mean. I didn't think about placebo. I'm saying that his thoughts are running around in my head. But if I believe that something's bad, it's gonna create that kind of energy, is what I'm saying. But I'm not 100%. It's just thinking. Like if I think I'm eating shit and I mean even if it is shit, but if I think I'm eating shit, then it's gonna make the shit worse, is what I'm saying. But it puts a bad energy on it. And I do think the consumption of all eating is the consumption of energy. I do understand the body does process things a certain way, and things, like you put in a better wood, you get different heat, that kind of thing, right? Like in a wood stove, you put in a fast burning wood, you get fast hot heat. You put in that kind of, it's just logical. So I understand in a sense of materialistic thinking.
Mm-hmm.
But whatever. And then the closer you eat to the source, the more abundant energy is in it, right? Like the plants have more energy in it than the meat does, because
Living things, the life force
yeah,
of the plant.
yes, the plants contain more direct energy.
Yeah. So a plant that was once alive, you keep it closest to the raw state, then you get more nutrients from the vegetables that are live.
Yeah, in environmental science, that's what they talked about.
Yeah.
Right? Environmental science. I don't know. Just blah blah.
Blah blah.
It's all good, man.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to make nothing out of nothing. I feel like, and I'm not 100% sure, but I heard somebody say that uh, love is like the highest state of a human can have. And I was thinking about that. It's like it does feel that way, doesn't it? That
Yeah.
when you're in love, that it's a very great place to be. There's so much dopamine and oxytocin and all those chemicals they say are being released in your body because of the pleasures that you think you're in. Yeah.
If you feel that degree of concern for another human being, in other words,
Yeah.
that's what that is.
I think if you
Caring,
feel that towards every human.
caring for other people to a certain degree, caring about their well-being.
Yeah, I don't know if there's I can't say that I could show you a God,
Uh,
but I feel like I feel like I feel like everybody needs love. I think that it's a strong energy. I think it's common, as far as common meaning that even the animals, they're like, it's common for an animal to love their young. That's a common theme. And
yeah, if they show concern, yeah.
nurturing is a
Well-being, nurturing, yeah, that's it, nurturing.
nurturing is a
A natural thing.
yeah. Feels good when you love things. It's yeah, there's that chemical reaction. It's it's funny to boil it all down to a chemical thing, but the brain reacts that way, I guess they say. I don't really know. I like to think that too. It's like, what if nobody ever told you anything? Then what? What would the world be if you never knew about the God? You never knew about if just say you just poof, all of a sudden you're on the earth and you're left to your own experiences and you had to figure it out. What would that be? What would you think? Robert, oh gosh,
Saltzman. Saltzman?
I think it might be.
Robert Saltzman?
I'm not sure. It starts with an S, but he studies he studies the brain and he talks about schizophrenia.
Yeah.
And he was talking about magical thinking and how the brain or a brain will look for correlation, basically, right? Like if I do this, this happens. So I've been thinking about that. Like, is that what made so-called ancient people believe that, oh, this sacrifice led to this result? Okay, we kill a person, it rains. Okay. Oh, obviously, killing people makes it rain, right? Blood sacrifice. And he was talking about an experiment he was with pigeons that he was saying that the magical thinking happens when the pigeon thinks that if it pecks 3 times, food will show up, right? Or if he does this kind of thing, that shows up. And I thought that was an interesting idea, that patterns, that people make, and they will say that, the idea that I think he said the Jewish, I can't remember who, one is 18 and I think another's 24.
He's saying it generates manifestation,
What?
generates appearances. It generates manifestation, these actions that are taken.
No, I don't know. He was saying that that a lot of the religious that the brain will try to make correlations between the manifestation. Like, I tap 3 times on the door and it opens. So every time you tap on a door 3 times, it opens, right? Rather than, oh, somebody heard the door and opened the door.
You're talking about an action of a body mind, an action that we take.
Yes.
Will result in a cause.
Yes, and then that tries to make the connection, thinking that me doing this equals that. When when in the experiment, the pigeon was just, they decided when they dropped the food. The fucking pecking had nothing to do with when the food was dropped, but yet the pigeon thought the pecking made the food drop. And he called that magical thinking.
Okay.
So yeah, it's how the brain will try to,
rationalize.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's when I was that's what I meant by, like, I said, so what, did a war happen and a bunch of blood was spilled, so they thought, oh, and then a great flood came, so they thought, oh, it must be, blood. I mean, how did people rationalize these ideas? It's just thinking. I'm just talking about thinking. Like, what makes people believe things?
Right.
Like,
they see certain actions being taken in reality, and they go based on what happens as a person may take a certain action, and then they see a result of that action, and they think, well, that result, is that going to be the same every time that person
that's the
makes a
experiment.
certain action? Yeah.
So I was thinking of the like people did when they gamble, they think that doing this creates luck, or there all these things that they believe.
Yeah, blowing in the dice.
Yeah.
Blowing in the dice and then rolling it. Well,
sure. And what's funny is believing does create a certain energy, right? Like, there is power in belief. And that's what's a wonderful thing too.
In a sense, the belief is kind of like the double slit experiment, where you're witnessing, looking at the particle going through the aperture.
Yes.
You witness it, then you change.
You have an influence.
The order is, you influence the order or sequence, how it's going to appear on the board once that particle hits it.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah. But if there's no witness, then it just behaves as it would without a witness, just as a particle.
Correct.
But if you witness it, then it turns into a wave.
Yeah.
It changes.
It's because we put out energy too. What's great is I fucking wish I had the video. And I think it explains humans, or sure, humans work. It's this frog. It's a video of this frog, and it's beautiful. And he's sitting in a puddle, and all of a sudden he starts, and you can see the vibrations. And I thought, and some people, like, I think it's Tai Chi, where they is it called basically they think of the air as like water in a way, right? Like, it's liquid, but it kind of is, but it is water.
It's a medium.
Right. And that, when you do this, it flows, right? And like, when we're speaking, there's vibrations that go out. Like, we've talked about this just a few minutes. And and anyways, this frog, I thought this frog was a perfect example of that, sitting in water. And when he'd vibrate, he like, you can hear the other frogs doing, but then, when he did his, he'd shuffle a little bit, and then the ripples would go out when he started speaking. And it was just a great example of as below, as above, so below kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah, it's true. Yeah, I see what you mean.
It was beautiful. I wish I could share that video with you.
Everything that's happening on the earth is also happening to some degree up above or in another dimension.
Yeah.
So what we do here kind of affects what happens in those other dimensions as well, somehow. Don't know how, but somehow it does.
One of these thoughts or things I heard, I can't remember what's the difference, but they said that the senses are like in the body is the universe experiencing itself. It's like, I thought that's great. Like, it's just another a extension, so to speak. of the
Manifestation, yeah. An example. An example of the universe, how it's illustrating itself.
Somebody said that they used to draw the universe in the form of a body. And I thought, that's right, they did. Like, they'd say like the heart, like Leo represented the heart or Cancer, I can't remember which one, and then the kidneys and different parts of the body was different zodiac signs. And it's like, that's an interesting idea too.
Yeah,
But then that's
12.
a human concept, right? Like,
Well,
that's
there's
how we
12.
see it.
If there's 12 signs of the zodiac, then it must be referring to 12 parts of the human body then. Segregated into 12 parts. And then we have 12 months in the year.
Yeah. See, there we go again with the
Numbers, numerical value.
what is it, synchronicity. That's like, I see synchronicities too, but I just
Pattern.
figured. Give me a few minutes. I need to go to the restroom real quick.
Yeah, that's okay. That's fine.
Okay. Be right back.
All right.
I'm back again.
All right.
Hmm. Oh, yeah. Uh,
What was that guy's name that was talking a while ago? That came
in
in.
my house,
Yeah,
George,
yeah.
my roommate.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Is he working as well somewhere?
yeah, he works now.
Oh, okay. Where's he
Uh,
working at? What is he doing?
work at McDonald's now.
Oh, okay.
Um, he had a stroke a while back, so he
Oh,
only
wow.
worked a few hours. And my grandson, he goes to school. School starts Monday. Oh, that dog wants in. Come on. You want in too, Ringo? Both you guys want in? Come on. Boy.
So after the holiday,
You have a dog? Huh?
yeah, how about a Staffy? Yeah, Oscar. I had Oscar for about almost 12 years now, 13,
Yeah.
I think. Hmm. Going on almost 15 years, something like that. Living a long time.
Yeah. What you doing, old boy? Yeah, I feel like he was really sad there for a minute too when my mom died. Huh, Reno. Huh. Yeah. Poor mama, huh? Today is Saturday.
The 6th of January.
Yes, that's what it
Yeah,
says.
yeah.
Oh, brother. Oh well. Boy. Next week, is that next week? Yes, next week. I work 21 hours. I usually don't worry about it being so low, but it's trying to bother me.
Hmm.
But usually they call me in, so it don't matter. But I'm scheduled only 21 hours, which isn't a lot of money.
Well,
What?
the other guy's helping with the bills too, isn't he?
Yeah, yeah. Guess. He helps you. Oh yeah, did Leo ever write back? Trying to see if Eligio's gonna.
Send an email.
Yeah. Oh, I should try and email him. Huh? Never thought about that. So smart. Shit. I guess if somebody writes you in emails, that's probably how they communicate. It's a good
Yeah.
idea. Let's see, important. There it is. Let's see. Reply, forward. How about reply? Hello. Eligio. Wait, can I just write him directly without having to do that? Let's see. Oh shit. Oh well, figure it out. I just gotta put my vacation time in. We might go to Florida.
Oh, okay.
He invited us last year. I just gotta make sure that that's still on before I request the time off. I checked my vacation time yesterday and it said I had 87 hours vacation time.
What city in Florida?
I think it's Petersburg, actually, St. Petersburg.
St. Petersburg. Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. Next to Tampa, I think it is. That's where
Uh,
you'd fly into. I can't remember exactly. That's if memory serves me correctly. That would be fun. Me and my grandson are supposed to go. That's the plan. I'm gonna take him somewhere. I don't know exactly what's gonna happen yet, but that would be fun. Somewhere tropical like, right? I mean,
yeah.
it's oh my God. Yeah, that would be fun. Yep, no more birds. You remember all the birds I used to have? Now
Oh
either
yeah.
they,
Yeah.
yeah.
The budgies.
Yeah, one of our cats died, Leo. I was driving back from my granddaughter's graduation practice. That was her cat. It was out there laying in the street, but it looked like it was sleeping, right?
Oh wow.
And he was just laying there, and she went over and pet him, and he's dead, Grandpa.
Oh.
Yeah, it made her very sad too. Day before graduation, her kitty died. And then after that, his brother, they were very close. They'd sleep together, they'd hold each other. It was
Yeah.
funny. It is funny to see. I thought, well, they must have been like, in embryo, like packed together too. So
Yeah.
it's like some sort of thing that. But after he died, he like got depressed, stopped eating, and then died
Hmm.
when his brother died.
I missed them.
So that was the first time I'd ever seen a cat like willed himself to die because his brother died.
Yeah,
He
you
loved.
missed them. Sure did.
So that was hard. And then Molly died. She just like 24 hours she died. She was old though. She was just
How many years she lived?
like 18 years, I think.
Wow, that's a long time for a dog. Damn.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it was she went fast though. And then yeah, that's just a lot of pets that just went. And
Yeah.
then the mama bird died. She was buried out there. And the daddy bird, he was really like tore up for a little bit. So we gave him to a bird sanctuary that's they can fly around in now. So instead of being in little cages, I thought, well, he earned it. He fathered, 3 or 4 clutches, and she died, unfortunately, but she's free now too, in a way. Whatever that was, a dream. Yeah, dreaming to be a bird.
It's interesting. One of the dreams I recently had
Yeah.
was looking up in the sky and seeing numerous craft flying, just ships of various sizes, kind of like that scene in Close Encounters of the Third Kind with all the different lights flying all at the same time before the mothership showed up.
Awesome.
Bunch of different shapes and sizes. It was very strange, very weird, but it felt so real.
Yeah.
Weird how you can have a dream like that.
It definitely would be an interesting experience to happen in real life.
Yeah.
I mean, waking life. Not that it's not real
Well,
or real. Yeah,
reality as we know it.
sure. Yeah, exactly. As it's presented to us. Mhm. I watched this thing, I can't remember, it's on YouTube though, about some alien abduction. And just listening to the shit they say, it sounds so everything sounds non-dual to me nowadays.
Yeah.
And it's like either it always was that way and now I hear it this way, or everybody's like fuck, I don't know what the fuck, but it just seems everything a lot of um yeah, I hear it different, or it appears as if it's different. Nope. Okay. Time can go by fast when you're having fun. I think about that when I've got like, 30 minutes of work and I'm like, why can't it be one of those times when you're sitting there, ho, 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 and
Yeah.
then you watch, it's like, damn, that's been, an hour already. Like, right? Yeah, but work doesn't always seem to happen that way. But so then I got to chuckle about it. And then I figure, you know what I'm doing? I'm just living longer. If time goes by slower, that means I'm living longer.
Yeah, you could look at it that way.
Yeah, why not? Well, whatever. Sure, the I lives longer. No, there's nothing. When my mom died, be just a strange thought or whatever, but not when she died, but later sometime. I don't remember exactly when. I don't know if it was a dream or a movie or what happened, but I felt like my mother was reborn again, right?
Yeah.
And you know what's sad?
Hmm.
And it's not sad, but funny. The irony of it is that the video or whatever I was seeing was she was born into another small person body.
Oh yeah, she was kind
My
of,
mom was
yeah.
small.
That's
And
right.
I thought, what a strange, weird karmic thing she might have that she
Yeah.
has to work out.
Oh wow.
I don't know, but if that's real, I felt like I was being shown something. I also had wonderful dreams that after she died, that she like I was remembering this one dream that seemed to, but that's sometimes what happens with memories too, I guess. But this one dream is after she died, I'd seen her standing over by the bird cages where they used to be.
Hmm.
The minute I seen her, I like recognized that she was like alive, and I was so overwhelmed and happy to see her that I immediately, embraced her, which is very odd for me because I'm not a very affectionate person like that. But uh it's not in my normal behavior.
Yeah.
But anyways, I was very happy to see her. And another time that I remember dreaming her after she passed, I was having some sort of party on some bus, and she showed up in her Levi jean jacket and Levi pants, and I've got $211. Is that enough, honey? And I was like, I kind of chuckled. I was like, yeah, mom. I didn't expect anything anyway. And then that's what I remember of that dream. And then the next day or so, a check showed up for 290 something dollars that I didn't expect from her death benefits or something.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, that's a funny coincidence, isn't it?
It
That
is.
in my dream, she shows up offering me money and asking if that'll help. And then 2 days later, I get a check for 100 and something dollars, almost
Yeah.
$200. I mean, of course, it wasn't, not of course, but it wasn't 200 and whatever she said in the dream, but it was a certain amount of money,
Mm.
almost the same amount.
Yeah.
for appearing in different dimensions, I'd say that's not too bad.
Uh,
I don't know, man. It's all good. I don't feel very yeah. A lot of times lately I've worried that I'm too aloof. I guess that might be the right word. Too happy around some people that it might be offensive to some people, which I never
uh,
perceived before.
that don't make
Because,
sense.
huh?
That doesn't make sense. I don't understand why that would be.
You would think that, right?
Yeah.
But now this is what my thought is. I'll tell you why. They suffer so much that when I can appear over exuberant and in a state of bliss, it almost seems disrespectful or disheartening to them, or even disrespectful because they're in such suffering. They can't even conceive how it's possible, so to speak, to be
How life could be any other way other than
yeah. And so
other
they get
through that.
even more, yeah. And so now I'm kind of trying to be aware of that some people suffer so much that to see me in such a state of
Yeah.
it's almost like a thorn in their side, so to speak. So I'm trying to be more mindful of that, so to speak, like see if I can spot the people that I need to be more reined in around, so to speak.
Yeah.
But in the same way, it is what it is, and it's gonna happen how it happens.
I know,
So
but it is a shame that you have to adjust
yeah.
your your outtake on the way you appear to take life, or um, the way you react to how things are. Things are going to be completely different for other people, but they don't realize that. They just think that you're going to pick up on their thoughts and their ideas and their feelings, and that you should accommodate them somehow.
You want to know something interesting too? Is it seems like they always expect something too. I mean, I know it's just a simple transaction, and maybe it's something unintentional, but like when I hand them their card back after transaction, they always expect something more. like they're waiting for me to hand them more than what they handed me. And I'm like, I like, not always, but sometimes I'm like, did you need something? Yeah.
Yeah. But this is not enough, you know.
Yeah, it's like I'm only giving you what you gave me.
I
So
wonder
what
if
do you
it's enough.
expect me?
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you expect from me? I don't know. And it just makes me wonder if there's more to it, like, or is it just a simple human thing that goes on? Or is that simple human thing?
Hold on, let me get this. Hold on.
Oh,
Hello.
sorry.
No, that's all right. You didn't know that phone call was coming through. Bev, she tried to call me. I'll find out why. Bev's trying to call. Bev's trying to call. Let's see. Just call. Stop. Hello. Hold on, Rabbit.
Rabbit.
Ah. I don't want to do the Facebook. I want to do a direct call. Contacts. Bev. Mobile. There it goes. Hello, what's up, Rabbit? Hello. What happened? Why? Sonny Rabbit, why are you being that way? Ah, Rabbit. She calls and then it says doesn't matter.
No.
Well, you had a call for a reason. What was it? It doesn't matter. But why'd you call? It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Ah,
Just to let you know, it doesn't matter.
silly rabbit. She's such a rabbit.
She just called to say I love you, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah, that song, right?
Yeah. I just want to say I love you. Oh yeah, Steve.
Yep.
What's his name? Stevie Wonder. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll feel that sometimes that God loves everyone, and then there's an argument sometimes in my head that well, what, and it's like, well, I love everyone then,
Yeah.
I don't have to have I can love everyone.
If you want, it doesn't matter. Yeah.
Yeah, I can do that. I can be kind.
It's easier to be kind.
Apparently that seems to happen too. Yeah, I am kind of lazy.
No.
It's like,
It seems easier to be kind. Oh.
Yes, it might be for me anyway. For some people, it might not be because they choose to be otherwise, or I don't know if they choose, but you know what I mean. They are otherwise
Yeah.
in that moment, and I realize that too because like people show up and well, I don't know if I do anymore. I care not so much about things, but there was a time when like they'd show up and I think, oh, they're not so nice or something, and so I'll put some sort of judgment like in my brain, right? There's some
Yeah.
sort of that comes up, and I'll and then I'll come back in there and I'm like, see, it's the moment. And then other times people are and I don't know why, I guess it's just a thing that humans do, people or I uh like like people, they don't relax. They're always they'll be uptight, and and I think, well, what's wrong with them? Why are they not happy? I know, what, it's so presumptuous me to think that people need to be happy, right? Like,
Yeah.
but anyways, so I try to think about why people aren't happy. So many reasons for them to feel miserable. I mean, if you believe it.
That's it.
And if you believe it, it's real. So that's that. So, that's the other thing. If they believe that it's miserable, then it's miserable. And unfortunately, sometimes that's true.
I
And
really,
I know,
I really
I feel
don't,
like that could be a reality for me, right? Like,
well, I really don't let nobody's feelings affect me at all in any way.
see,
All I see them as just another body mind action figure with a story that they're telling, and that's all. Every body has a story to tell, and they always will, but that's
mm,
just it. It's from their perspective, and it's
yes,
always been that way. It will always be that way. And since it is, then that's the way I take it. I just simply hear another person's situation, another just another story, another situation in their life, and I say their life because it's a life that they chose to lead. They made a decision, they made a choice to feel a certain way about life and about themselves and how they interact with life. That's that's just how they are
do
being.
we have a
They're
choice
being
though?
that way. Yeah.
Do we have a choice, you think?
I don't think we have a choice in any regard, really, in anything
Yes,
that we do, that we say or do. I think that we simply
yeah,
think our way through life. We believe, we go based on beliefs and based on what we know. And what,
right?
and what we know is what we've learned. What we've learned was developed, and we developed a certain way of learning how to be. So, so we're going to face life and be a certain way because that's the way we thought that we should be. So we just think our way through the life that we're leading. And the life that we're leading, we think that life is happening to us, it's happening for us, it's happening by us. But in essence, it's not to, by, or for us at all. It's just apparently appearing to be that way. It's apparently appearing to happen. And that's what we hear all the non duality speakers say. They say everything is apparently appearing to happen. Everything's already perfect. It's laid out. It's set up the way it is. And however we perceive that to be, it may be completely entirely different the way we personally might view life,
Guess what? It doesn't even matter.
pursue it. Yeah, pursue it. So none of it actually, all thoughts that we hold in our mind, when I say our mind, the mind that we're using in this body mind action figure, doesn't really seem to really matter. And it doesn't. At the end of the day, it really doesn't make any difference
I
what
know.
we
At the
think.
end of the
We can think anything, and whatever we're thinking, it's not going to matter to however life appears to be. Life's going to appear a certain way, regardless of how we feel or how we think about it or what we believe about it. It's going to appear a certain way anyway.
yeah, I don't know how anything happens. So
And if it's going to happen, I just let it happen. As I said before, and I'll say it again, that life apparently appears to be happening to nobody, for no reason, for no purpose. It just is. Everything just simply is the way that it appears to be. And the way that it appears is not always true. It's not
and
always
you know what?
the way it's
Yeah, there's
true.
that too. That Moses in the burning bush thing, that when he says I am, it's like
Yeah.
that kind of just explains it right there. It's just like existing, right? There's Alpha, Omega, all of that just seems to make more sense than it did at one time.
Yeah.
The kingdom of God being within all of it. It just,
Mm-hmm.
I remember it being colored on my pillow, because my mother used to do Amway or Amco, or I don't know, some little coloring thing. And it would say that and it bothered me. It's like, how can a kingdom be inside me? I was like 7 or something.
Yeah.
And I remember because it was very hard and crinkly. So very, as far as comfort, it was not comfortable. But as far as remembering its writing, it was very imprintful. It imprinted well on me. I can remember it.
It was impressionable.
Yes, it was
It made
impressionable.
an impression too. Yeah. Some
Yeah.
degree.
Yes. It's all good. I don't know, until it's not, and that's just the way it goes too. So, man, I had to deal with my friend Sonor being unhappy with me. It really bothered me because I thought we were good friends. But then I had to come to a place that I guess that's just the way things are too. It's like
Mm.
life takes its course, and however course it takes, I guess that's the way it's meant to go. It's just sometimes it's a tough pill to swallow, but I think that, it's just um maybe there's a lesson in there somewhere. I don't know exactly, but I'm not gonna judge it too harshly.
But that's extraordinary if you think about it for a minute. The people that come and go in our lives, we have
Hmm.
family, we have people that we've known for a while, and
Yeah.
then they disappear. So many different faces. If we look
Yep.
if we look back in our past, and then we wonder to what degree did they make any impact? Did they actually make an impact on my life in some way? So you can look at
I
it.
don't I don't I heard one guy, uh it it's like you could think of him as a pessimist, but in some way maybe it's a question too. Because he basically asked me, well, what good is anything that anyone does anyway then? Because if it,
Mm.
and it's like you could be happy, you could be sad, it won't make a difference. If it all ends up in the same place, what's the point? I mean, and it's like, yeah, I guess in some ways I could understand that, but things are happening how they're happening anyway. So what the fuck can I do about it?
Yeah.
Like, right? I mean, I could choose to spend my time worrying about, being abused as a kid, all the things that happened in my past, right? Like,
Yeah.
or I could take, right now and just be fucking happy. That's also seems to be a possibility. So that's where I want to be.
These
Like, really,
decisions, yeah, these decisions to feel a certain way about certain things that happen, apparently appear to happen in life, and anything that's happening and it makes an appearance, I don't really take much stock in it anymore. I used to look at things a certain way. I used to look at things abrasively. I mean, it used to hold a lot of meaning, in other words.
yeah, yeah, I
Things that
get
would
it.
happen, I used to feel strongly about them. So
Yeah,
strongly that it used to bother me, and I used to opinionate about it. I remember, I remember complaining a lot about certain things that I was feeling, certain feelings I felt, and the emotions stirring up of anger, frustration. I remember how did I let it go for so long that way? How did I stir myself up to that degree to feel that strongly about anything? I
yeah.
I used to I used to go back and I think about that for a minute, and it doesn't really make any sense.
I don't think it's because we have any control over some of it, to be honest. In
I
some ways, I think it's just
I
that's why
I think
huh?
it's because we were that way, but we didn't know how we were being. We were being that way because we
Unaware.
chose to. Yeah, we chose to unaware to our way of being. We were just simply being that way. We chose to be to feel strongly about certain things and take life personally. I used to take life so personally. I
This
used to
is
think
true.
that life was doing this and that to me, and why is this happening to me, and why, things like that. And I look back on it, and I don't. quite understand. I can't even recognize that self that I was expressing. I was expressing a certain way, and I can't quite figure out why. I don't know. All I could say is that it felt like somebody else altogether. Somebody I couldn't recognize. I didn't recognize that as me.
Right, right.
It was weird. I couldn't recognize that as me. Now I recognize myself in a way that does not hold a certain amount of feelings or emotions or thoughts and
How did
personally I don't look at it like that anymore.
mm,
I just accept everything that happens and anything that happens, and I don't take it personally anymore. Nothing, absolutely nothing. Anything that goes on, anything that happens,
that's good.
take it with a grain of salt. Just take it as however it appears to be, and that's it. Just that way, and just amazing how I used to be. Don't know why.
If you can reflect on it, yeah, that's great. To see the trail, I guess might be a word. You're looking backwards. I don't know.
Oh, she was saying some shopping was about to appear.
Somewhat.
Some shopping. She was saying here if I can get the shopping when it comes. When it comes
Oh,
soon. That's what that call was about. Okay.
but then she changed her mind.
Well, no, I gotta pick up the shopping as soon as it shows up.
Okay.
It haven't appeared yet. Well, got some shopping on the way. I guess I'll go and pick that up here when it arrives soon. Hey, I really enjoyed this time that we had here. You know, it's been such a long time
Yes.
spoken, so it was good.
Yeah.
Good session.
Yes,
Good
I
talking
am.
to you again. Yeah, good to see you. Looks like you're doing well.
Yeah, I feel good, as far as
All right, well, keep it up then.
yeah, yeah. Enjoy your day, sir.
All right, take care.
All right, Richard.
See you another time. All right.
Yes, sir.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.